What is up, everybody? This is Ronnie from Canva and welcome to another tutorial special CCC edition. Today I'm with a very special guest. He is one of our CCCs from Nigeria and his name is Mr. Onuoha. So Mr. Onuoha, aka IDAB, is here today to teach us something that he knows very well about, and that is how to communicate visually, how to use Canva to create this powerful visual message to promote your business. So Onuoha, are you here? How are you doing?
Thank you, Ronnie, for having me here. I feel really excited and I'm so happy doing this.
Onuoha, I'd love to kick this tutorial off with a little bit of design fundamentals. So what would be your 5 tips to help small businesses design better, like come up with powerful visual communication? I'd love to hear that.
Here are 5 top tips that will help small and medium businesses communicate visually, even if this is just the first time. So when you are just starting your business, or you want to just go ahead to start creating visuals, there are some things you need to really understand, some things you need to take note of, and all of these things are very important even as you continue to create more visual communications for your customers. So the first thing you want to understand is colors. You need colors to be able to effectively talk about what your brand is all about. You don't want to mix colors together. You want to be sure that the color you are using is something that has to do with your brand. For instance, if you have a restaurant or you are having a food business, you want to use colors that represent food, or colors that successful businesses have also used within 4 years, and they are really successful, and this is kind of working for them. You want to consider colors like green, you want to consider yellow, you also want to consider red, because most food companies use these colors and they seem to be so successful. You can also go to the Canva website and find other inspirations from the Canva color spectrum that will give you more ideas on how to choose colors for your brand. But it's very important for you to consider colors. If you get your colors right, you're almost getting everything right. The next thing you want to look at is typography. You want to be sure the type of font you're using. Here is what type of font are you going to use that will properly convey the message you want people to see for whatever visual you're creating for your brand. People want to use typography that are really relating to their brand. They do not want to use stuff that is really not good. You know, something that doesn't speak expressly about what the brand is all about. So you don't want to use text that is mainly used for luxury brands like jewelry and all of that, and you want to use it for a food company. So it's not going to work, all right? However, you are not tied to a particular principle that says all of the typography you're going to be using are meant for this or for that. Now in Canva, there is also this arrangement for typography over fonts that helps you understand if this is a copyright font or this is what this font is usually used for. And that way you can get the right and appropriate font for your visual communication material. The next thing you want to be sure about is you want to be sure that your design is simple. You want to use a minimalistic approach so that your design is really accurate. Now here's it. Lots of people want to feel that they want to have so many things in their designs. They want to put so many elements. They want to have a call out. They want to have a logo. They want to have jewelries and everything just on one particular design, because you can't really blame them. This is what they have in their minds and they want to put it out there for people to like, oh wow, this is so amazing, but it's gonna come out looking so dirty, and you don't want that to happen. You want to embrace a minimalistic approach. You want to be sure that your design is totally simple and it's clean. You want to just use a particular concept that clearly explains what a big idea is all about, because you are not creating a vision board. What you're creating is a very small, a very minimalistic kind of visual content, and you want to be sure that people will really understand what you're doing. Here is the next one you need to consider, and that is balance. Whatever you're doing when you are creating a visual content that you want people to consume, your customers, you want to be sure that it's maintaining, that it has this balance. You want to be sure that there is this balance across all of the content that you are creating, across every single thing that you are creating. So imagine you want to put some kind of text, right? And you don't want the text to just fall to the left, if the other one is falling to the right. They are not consistent. Here is where you have to work with consistency. You have to be sure that everything is properly aligned. You want to be sure that elements that look like themselves are used in your design. So you don't want to use anything that will just make your design look boring and too busy and look like it's really not consistent. You want to maintain consistency, and that is where balance and harmony comes into play. And you can also call that alignment. Now, the last thing you want to be sure about, a big tip you want to be sure about, is your content. Here you can see that content is your king, and content is what makes whatever you're putting out there to be great. If you didn't do it well with your colors, the typography, you didn't do it well with a minimalistic design, you didn't do it well with your balance, you should be sure that you can do well with the content. Now, if you have content in mind, which happens to be the last list we have here, if you have content in your mind as the end thing you want to really achieve, then you're going to work really hard to make sure that your content comes out to be really, really great. You want to be sure that your content is going to explain correctly what exactly you are trying to you're trying to put out there for people to visualize about your brand. So that is the 5 top tips I can tell you about how to create visual communication or visual content that will communicate properly as a small and medium business owner.
Awesome, Onuoha. That was some very informative tips. So thank you for that. And I'd love to see you put all of this theory into practice, like really turn that into an actual Canva design. So I heard you mentioning the example of a restaurant in your 5 tips. I would love for you to teach us and take us along like the different steps of designing a takeaway menu, because a lot of restaurants are designing these menus nowadays. They have to serve food and deliver food to their customers instead of receiving the customers in-house. So yeah, I think it would be super interesting for our viewers to see how you would design a takeaway menu for a restaurant. So could you show us like what would you do and how would you do that?
Let me just go ahead and search for something that we could just use all together that will really be good. So I'm going to see if we have something like this. Okay, we want to see if we have tripod brochure. So that's what we're going to pick. We're going to just pick something like this. Okay, this is really cool. And we just need a template like this to just do all that we are going to be working with. So we're just going to pick this one, so we can have the accurate dimensions and every single thing that we'll be needing for this. It's very simple stuff that we're going to be working on here. So you can see we have 3, okay, exactly. We've got 3 columns, and one is going to be for the front and the other one is going to be for the back. So it's pretty simple. This is going to be for the front, and it's easier for you to just go ahead and create something with this that will just look pretty good, just super cool. Now, here is what we're going to do. We have our logo here already, and we're just going to transform all of this into our brand colors. And certainly there are some things we certainly don't need here, so we're going to just take that away. Now, here is what we're going to do. First is I'm just going to clear all of these elements here. I'm just going to take them away because I don't need them. I don't also need the font because we're going to use our own particular font. And this element, I don't need it. So we're just going to take it away. Okay. So here's what we have now. I'm going to go over to, okay, good, perfect. Now we have 1, 2, 3, and we are just going to change this color into our brand color. And what we're going to choose here is we're going to choose this Indian red. This is cool, really good. So the next thing we want to do is we want to put this one to have our yellow color. So we're going to just pick this one. And this is pretty cool. Now, the next thing we want to do here, if you are going to create this, to just make it look pretty good and really awesome, we could just work around with some elements and just see how this thing will really turn out to be. Now, what we're going to do first is we are going to go over to elements, and we're going to go to this frame here. It's a grid, so we'll just pick one. Okay, and what we're going to do is just reduce it like so. And in this frame, we want to put something, maybe a burger or just a kind of food, right? So I'm just going to say burger. So you can go ahead to pick anything you want to put, but we're going to do that for the pictures. So I'm going to choose burger, and I'm going to have burger like this. Now I'm going to tell you about a particular trick that you can do in Canva that will certainly help your business as well and help you when you're designing. Whenever you want to add a particular stuff or picture and you don't want it to have a background, all you need to do is just type maybe burger isolated, and when you just hit enter, you're going to have some designs that comes without a background. You see, like this design here doesn't have a background, so it's pretty good, right? So it's also another way to do that even if you don't have a pro account, right? So you can do that and it's pretty good. So all you need to do is just have it in there and it's good. Now, but that's not what I want to use. I want to use a particular food, and I'm going to call that, we have different types of dish, you know. We could just say we want appetizer. Okay, maybe we just, I think that's just what we want, right? So we're just gonna go for that one. Just gonna go for that appetizer, and here you can see that we have so many because I added isolated and I don't want to put that, so I'm just gonna go for appetizer. And you can see this is going to be part of what you will give in your menu. You have the appetizer, you also have the that's the main menu, you also have the beverage. It all depends on what you want, okay, and then more like a popular menu or something. So you can just go ahead to fill all of this and see what happens, but I'm going to show you just how to just come up about with a particular design idea and how that is also going to help you in for your brand as well. We're going to just pick this and we're going to fill it with a particular nice dish here, and I think we're going to use let's just see what we're going to be. Okay, maybe this. We could just try this and see. Okay, we have this here. If we put it around here, we want to bring it to the top, and when it's here, we want to you might decide to want to tilt it this way, okay, and maybe you also put it like so. It all depends on what exactly you want to do. And you can just have it this way, like so, and yeah, it's cool. So it's really not showing properly, so you can maybe as well just look for a better place, you know, a better position for it to just come out well. And if it doesn't work, all you need to do is to go ahead and look for another photo that will certainly fit what you want to do. But I think I like this. All I'm going to do is maybe just drag it like so, and it's cool. So I'm just going to choose position and take it to back one, so it's good this way, and I can just push it this way. The next thing I want to just do is play around with the food inside, because I need the food to really be visible. This is going to not contrast properly because of what we have in the background. We want something a little bit dark for better contrast. I think this is going to be good too, so we can just try this. Awesome. So we can just use that just to click it there. I think it disappeared. Okay, so here's it. We have this and it's really good. The next thing we want to do is we want to bring our logo. Remember, we're just going to bring this particular logo here. We'll copy it. I'm going to just come over here, and what I'm going to do is I'll paste it. Now you can see that we have our logo right here, and we're just going to tilt it this way, and it's cool. Now we have our logo right here. We just want to make it look pretty cool. You can just increase it, okay? You can just increase it like so, and you can see how we are coming out with certain elements for our food. And the other thing you want to do is go back to elements, and you can still choose this one, and you'll go back to photos, and you can also pick another type of food, just to let people know that, hey, you are into this kind of thing. And then you just want to pick this vegetable, just want to put it there, and yeah, it's cool, good. Now this is pretty good. What you want to do is you could just reduce it like so, and you might also want to put it just around here, just about here. It all depends on what you want to do, so that kind of thing. Or you could just increase it like so. Or what I'm going to do is just going to delete this one, and also just delete this. So just come over to the foot itself, and I'm just going to tap on it. Now having it here, all I'm going to do is I'm going to just like crop it and just make a better view of it like so. Then I could just take it, maybe reduce it. It all depends on what I want to do, and then just give it a better view. Now I could just turn this way, and just bring it down here. Just look for something that will work for you. Okay, I'm just gonna bring it somewhere around here, and just play around with it like so. Just push it a little. Everything don't have to show. You don't have to just reveal everything. You just need to make people know that, okay, this is what you have here. So I can just bring it down a little. Oh, whoa, this is good. Then I can just plus just one this way. So you can see that we are working to get the front cover really good and cool. The next thing you just want to do is play around with some text, some other elements, and see what's gonna happen here. So we could just search for foods, icons, and you are going to see okay, I could also say I could also search for background. So I'm searching for food icon background. So let's see if we're gonna have a couple of things like food and stuff like that. Okay, we have some of them here. So you see, we have this here, and what we could do is we can just pick this one, we can just pick this one, and we can just put transparency in it. We can just play around it, keep it here, not necessarily for it to be there, but just to play around with stuff like that. So you can just put it here, or you can just choose any other element you like and just display it there. You could decide to pick this one. Yeah, you could choose that one and give it this other color for the brown here, or this one. It's gonna be good. Then you can just place it around, just somewhere, and it's cool, So you could just play around with it this way. You could also pick other elements and just keep adding them to it, So you can see how good this is really looking. You can really duplicate so many of it and just put them around, just keep playing with it. You can find something that really suits you just for the background, and it's pretty cool. You can't really find this, so this is really pretty good. It works well. So it all depends on what you want and what you're trying to achieve. So right now we have actually designed the first page of it. The next thing you want to do is you want to just go ahead to maybe add a few text. Just go over here. I'm gonna add dummy text, so you can just go ahead to add whatever you decide to add. So this is gonna be a dummy text, and remember that we have a substitute font, okay, a font that we could always use with our brand and what we're doing with that. And that font is called that particular font is called Glacial Indifference. So just gonna pick this, ungroup it. We don't want this, and you just have to reduce this and make it to be a normal paragraph like so. You could just increase it like this, just reduce it. All you need to do is drag it and just put it down here. So this is going to be an information about the brand. Okay, so you just put it right here. Okay, remember it's just supposed to be very simple and just super cool. And let's just take this off completely. because we don't want that. Yeah, this is good. This is okay. So having this here, you see that you have something really awesome and something really good. The address is already fine, so everything seems to really look good. Now what you want to do is you could maybe decide to go ahead and put a QR code and work on that and just do stuff that you really want to work on. You can actually put a QR code here. You could, you add a URL to do different stuff for you. It all depends on what exactly you want to do for that stuff. But you could just come over to the element here. I'm just gonna use this here, and what I'm gonna type here is QR code, and we're gonna wait for one QR code to just come up. I'm pretty sure that we didn't have exactly that over here, so we're just going to, okay, we don't have exactly that here. Okay, we can just use this one as a demo, and we're just going to put that here. Okay, so here is it. You can still decide to use this for, for different things. If you want to have it wide, you can, when you create your code, you should be able to do stuff with that, So let's see, this is black already. Okay, so here you can just put that right in the middle here, and you can just convert this to address. You can just say address, this is your address, and you just put your address right there, and your contact as well. So you can have this in two ways. You can put your address and your contact as well, and this is going to be really, really cool for whatever you want to do. So maybe we'll just push this a little to the top here and reduce it a little, so this way that's pretty good and not looking too big. Now for this one, I'm just going to ungroup it. I need to properly align it, so I'm just going to bring it down a little here. So this is cool, this is okay, not taking too much of space, and then it's good. White is perfect for it. You can also change this particular color here to white if you want to. It's gonna work well when printed. So just gonna go over to the colors here and just gonna choose white. Yeah, it's going to still work well. If you zoom out, you're going to see that you have it right there. But if you don't want it, you want to still maintain accurate stuff, you can just pick this one, then go there. Now you see that we have already created this one. The next thing we want to create is we want to go ahead and work on the other side. So here's where we're going to start adding stuff about the brand, stuff like that. We just want to start working on things, to let people know what we're selling, and here is it. You're just going to work on the next side, and let's say that you're also going to have other things here. So this is definitely going to turn into our Indian color here, and we're also going to have this other parts maybe to just be white. It all depends on what we want to do. Okay, so we can just have that part to just be completely white, or if we don't want it to be white, we can give it yellow as well. Just still use our that, so we can just put it here and have it to be yellow. So it all depends on how you want to do it, and we're just going to delete this. We're also going to delete all of this, and can delete this as well. So this is, we're not using these up front, so what we're going to be using is we're going to use this one, and we're just going to make it bold because that is our font. Okay, so right now we have this completed. We have this really good, really cool. We want it to be a trifold, so it's going to be really awesome. Now you want to start adding the other necessary things for the back. Now for the one at the back, you can just have the different stuff you want to do with the pricing and stuff like that. If you want to really get that without stressing yourself, just come over here, and what you just want to do is type you want to type you want to just type restaurant menu. Okay, you want to type that, and okay, I didn't spell that correctly. Yeah, okay, so you want to just come over here, and maybe you could just check this out. Okay, so when you check this out, you're going to see they have different things here. So you could just choose, you could just copy this, you know, it's your business already. You could just, you know, copy this, come over here and just paste it. So if I'm just gonna come here, we'll copy this one, I'm just gonna come here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna paste it. So we have this right here, and we just put it here. Okay, so we're just gonna put it here, and this is gonna be what we have on the last slide. So I'm gonna ungroup it, and for this one here, I'm just going to put like a line height to it, you know, something like that. And this one too, I'm also going to do the same spacing that I did for that as well, so it fits here. And we could just have this all here. This is gonna be, we're just assuming this is the last, this is the back of the book, and we don't want it to have so many things. The other thing we just want to put here could be another picture, so we can just try to look for maybe okay, we could just say maybe starters menu. Yeah, so you can see there are a lot of starters menu that we have here, and we could just take this one, and it's really good, really cool. So we can just add it somewhere here, and maybe just turn it this way, like so. It all depends on what you want to achieve or what you want to do. So you put it this way, you can just you know, increase it or just reduce it. Then maybe just play around with it like so. Put it here. I'm just gonna turn it a little because my intention is to make it get to this point like so. Okay, so here is it. Okay, so this is good. This is good. Now we have this, just set it here. You already know this is a restaurant, right? This is really a restaurant, and you can see the name there is bold. Everything you want is just bold, and the action you want people to take is already just in your face, you know. And this is just like a guide to how you can go ahead to create yours as well. Now you can just come over here, and what you want to do here is you're also going to, you know, okay, that wasn't what I was supposed to do. Okay, now I just want to delete this and all of these things just below here, we don't need them. Okay, so for the inside part, you're all going to have the appetizer, you're also going to have the other thing. So to just know the equal size of this, you can just put this like somewhere like this, or you just put it here as well, and yeah, that's it. So when you just come over here, what you want to do is, okay, let's just this one. Okay, so it's coming up too big from there, so I'm just going to copy this, and I'm going to come here and paste it. So if I'm just going to push this one here, certainly telling me that we have this here. I'm just going to change the color to yellow just to be sure that we are working with the same dimension for everything here. Now we have this done. The next thing we are going to do is just start adding the different stages of whatever we have here, which is pretty simple, and it's just super cool at the same time. It all depends on what you want to do right now. You can still go ahead to delete this one if you don't want it, but if you're going to delete it, I suggest you just change the color to yellow so you maintain appropriate dimensions. Okay, right now, so we are going to pick another dish or meal. We're just going to maybe pick this one. I'm thinking of something to just pick. Okay, maybe something like this. We could have something like this, and all we're going to do is we're going to put it at the top like so. Now, just remember, bear in mind that you can just adjust this to fit what you want, you know, and it's going to be like this. Okay, so now we have this here, and what you want to just go ahead to do is maybe start putting things together. We're just going to copy this, we're going to copy this, and then we're going to come over here, we're going to paste it. Now we want it to be just below here, so this is going to be here. and you can go ahead and space it. You can go ahead and space it up for all the things that you want it to have. It all depends on what you want. So I'm also going to duplicate this for the middle here, and it's just here. What I'm going to do is drag it to the top, you know, and just keep adding different things. Okay, you can just keep adding different things here. You know, I just had to duplicate it because, you know, so I'm gonna have this one as well, just somewhere here. And I'm also going to duplicate it, not that. Okay, so I'm going to, okay, I should have duplicated this one this way, and then I'm supposed to, you know, take it to the top. Okay, so just gonna lift it up a little so I can have space to just take it to the top. So here, that is it there, and I can just go ahead to duplicate it again, you know, put it right here. I could also drag this one below to fit in somewhere around here. So you can just go ahead to do all of these things and just get appropriate dimensions and sizes for what you're doing, what you're working on. Now the same thing here, what we're going to do now is I'm just gonna push this one here. Okay, for the starters, okay, and also just push this one here. It all depends how you want it. If you want it to be in the middle, fine, super cool, duper duper, right? So what you can just do is pick this and this one, push them this way so they can have extra space, you know, that kind of thing. So now you have all of this, you can just go ahead to get them and duplicate them, put them over here for the last one and drag it to the top. So this is cool. So this is really, really good, and this is cool already. Just gonna drag this down. So you can just add some styles to this to make it look pretty good. You can just drag this down. It all depends on what you want to achieve. And then you also drag this one down. Now when you've done this, the next thing you want to do is you want to just give them different titles altogether. So this is going to be okay, this is going to be appetizers. This is going to be, we're going to just call this one like the main menu, right? And then we're also going to call this one like beverages. So it's going to be beverage. Super cool. Now you can just choose other elements to make it look to also make it look good. It all depends on what you want to do. So for me, this is what I could do. Choose elements. I will go and just select lines, and you could just have something fancy to just put there. Just thinking, okay, you could have this. Yeah, you could just have this, but it doesn't have a, you can't add a color to it. So I need something that we can change the color, and all this looks good. So we just go over here and change the color to this so it fits properly. So we have this here, we just put it right here. And good. We'll also duplicate it just at the middle right here. Just take it at the top. You can also duplicate this and bring it right here. So it fits. So right now you can see that we have created our takeout menu. You can go ahead to play around with this, search for inspiration to see how this is going to work for you. And because of what we just edited, we're going to also add that effect here. So we are going to come here still, copy this. We're going to come right here and paste it. Now we are just going to put this in the middle right here. And you can see that there is a relationship between all of this, and it's pretty simple. This is how you go ahead to create just a quick element for your brand, and this is really, really cool, awesome, and amazing. Another thing you want to do is maybe you want to go ahead to save it. So to save this is pretty easy. Go to publish, and you can choose download. Now you are going to get a download type, file type. You want to download by default, it is PDF print. You can just select it. And if you're going to print it, it's good you just crop this part. You just select this part. It's very good. And then you can just pick this one. That is the one. And then you select the number of pages you want to print. And you can see that we have 2 pages here. You just tap on it and just select download. So whichever way you want to do it, if you download it, you can also send to friends, you can send to your customers, they can see all of these things. And that is one of the good ways that you can go ahead to create your takeaway menu for a restaurant business. If I have one, this is what I'm going to start with.
All right, you heard it, guys, from one of the best, Mr. Onuoha. Thank you so much for taking the time to show us these steps for replicating this menu from scratch and teaching our audience how you would do it. That was super cool and super useful. That's it for me, and that's it for this show, guys. Thank you, Onuoha. If you want to know more about Onuoha, he has an awesome Canva community. I believe it is called Design with Canva. It's right here on Facebook. So don't be afraid to become a member of this community. He has a lot of awesome tutorials and tips. Onuoha is also an awesome designer, so if you need some design done, you can always reach out to him. I'm sure he could help you out, or at least point you in the right direction. So Onuoha, I salute you from Sydney, Australia. I hope everything is fine in Nigeria, and I will see you soon, I hope, brother, and I will see you, all of you, in the next tutorial. Take care.